for once. I think it's funny if they just come in and I'm actually in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, well, that's what they get for coming in late.
Yeah,
we're always on time.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monkey's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how the hell you doing, my friend?
Yeah, same as always. I don't know. Nobody's told me yet, so I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me. How you doing?
Tired. A little bit tired. I went to bed this morning and I finally fell asleep somewhere around 8. And I woke up at 6:30.
Damn.
Yeah, slept through dinner, which really made me sad because I knew what was on the menu. Lady Monkey made biscuits and gravy, which was my suggestion like a week ago. And I slept through it, so I had to have it reheated.
It's still pretty good reheated, at least.
It was still pretty good reheated, but it wasn't as good as it is fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Plus, I was eating by myself instead of with the family.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that they let me sleep and all, because that's awesome. But God damn, I was so sad.
Well, on the upside, I got nothing.
Yeah, there's no upside to missing dinner.
Yeah.
That used to be a punishment. Remember that shit?
Yeah. And now you're tired from sleeping because you're old now.
I really am. I do have that feeling that just like I slept too much and now I'm tired.
Yeah.
But we are here to entertain the audience, so we can't be tired, Jack.
Whatever. That's part of our charm.
No, part of our charm is sharing things like this. This is how we're going to kick the show off tonight. Guys, we are starting this with the fire bars and whatever else the new kids say about great music. This is
not great music.
This is awesome. I'm going to make this my theme song.
Oh man, you're reusing this clip over and over again. I already downloaded it.
Okay, Fupa here is going to tell us, or is going to sing to us. Because you sang to me.
They, them, energy. They, them, energy. They, them, energy. They, them, energy.
And they have to stop there because now they're out of breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the most exercised tubby he's had in probably 10 years.
They, them, energy. I mean, I guess.
They, them, energy. Oh, fuck off.
They, them, energy.
The self-righteousness is just ridiculous.
I love the people cheering along to it.
Oh, that's amazing. They're all excited. Like, these people think that this type of shit and these little, like, did you see the clip? I don't know if I sent it to you or not, of the performance art.
No, but grab that, so we'll watch that later.
Yeah, but they think this shit matters. It doesn't. You're not doing anything.
What I love about this looks like what happens when a garbage pail kid grows up.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
It does. That was my honest to God first thought when I saw this. I'm like, a garbage pail kid grew up. Now, I've made the Cabbage Patch one, that reference before, because some people look like Cabbage Patch Kids and y'all are ugly.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I've seen one that looked like the mockery of Garbage Pail Kids.
God damn. It's just, yeah, I just wonder what they're thinking when they think this stuff matters.
I love that they, them energy is a thing. Like group energy, that's probably not what they meant though, right? They probably meant I'm a they.
Yeah, look how important I am.
Unless you have DID, you're not a they. Thank you, Comrade Kitty. Giving me Trigglypuff, keep your hate speech off my campus. Yeah, it does have some of those vibes going to it, doesn't it?
Dude, you could take a lot of these kind of clips and mash them together and make a pretty awesome hip-hop song.
That reminds me, over on my game stream, Dragon Mage dropped me a donation. And if you guys go to the game streams, I'm not opposed to talking politics over there, but I am much tamer over there. So if you do donate and it's something that doesn't quite fit, I'll probably read it over here. And I let Dragon Mage know that. So they know that's happening. So this is from him earlier. Thank you so much, Dragon Mage. I'm fine. Been trying to explain to retards how Zelensky is a dictator and that Ukraine was never going to win against Russia because they lack the manpower and firepower. If you have to explain any of that to people, you absolutely are talking to retards.
Yeah.
Because that is all self-evident kind of stuff. They, them energy. I got to hear that again. That was awesome.
They, them energy. They,
Them energy.
They, them energy. They, them energy.
I think I made it better.
I agree. A little bit of like helmets and drool improves this vastly. But I actually saw this first thing when I got on Twitter today, and then I realized St. Fugi sent it to me. So I was really happy about that. So thank you, Fugi.
Yeah, this was the first thing I saw too, because I usually check my DMs first, and I checked yours first, and this is what was there, and I was like, all right, that's how the day's gonna go.
Yeah, you just there was a song from some small Nashville chick, tiny hot little thing. And the song was called "You Just Never Know," and I keep thinking about that song. You really just never know.
Yeah, we don't know what the P in FUPA stands for with this one.
Yeah,
it's kind of like OPP. There's two different meanings to that P.
Yeah, FUPA, they, them, energy. Oh,
okay. We started the show with FUPA. Wonderful. There's nowhere to go but up from here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, do not underestimate us, monkey.
We're really here to watch the video that we skipped yesterday because of how long it is.
Yeah.
And for the record, I still have not watched this. I only let it play long enough to get the thumbnail of a white crazy lady with an upside down flag, which happens within the first 10 seconds. Well, it's actually like the first 3 seconds of this video. But this is at an anti-Trump rally, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yes. Real quick though. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. You know, it's always they, them power or POC power, but you say white power one time and suddenly I'm the bad guy. Guess I'll take my Hugo Boss uniform elsewhere. Look, people are just jealous of good fashion, I guess.
You're driving a Mercedes as well?
Yeah. A VW. It's of the people.
It's of the people. All right. Fuck.
Thanks, Dark.
So, yeah, this is one of those times where somebody goes to an anti-Trump rally and tries to talk to the people. And from what I gathered just in the opening seconds of this, it's also another one of their times where like, don't talk to this person. They have a different idea than you.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Edgar the Puppet?
No.
He's pretty funny. He goes to these things too with his little hand puppet and talks to people. He's been told the same thing. I'll find you some clips one of these days. Anyway, yeah, this is a long one, but you know,
I just have a problem with that. With like, hey, don't talk to them. They have different ideas than you. If you're that thin-skinned, then you don't talk to them. Let other people do it if they want to.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yes, but it's one of those do as I say, not as I do kind of things.
I guess.
You have to listen to them, but they don't have to listen to you because it is such an echo chamber and a cult. They live in a cult mentality.
I 100% agree that they don't have to listen to me. I shouldn't have to listen to them either, though.
Oh, no. That's not how this works. These are petulant little children.
Wolfgang, thank you. Found this channel while drinking. Why am I here? Because you clicked on it. That's why.
Because you were meant to be here. It was preordained in accordance with prophecy.
All right, so let's kick this off. And let me get this real fast. Thank you, Snubberth. Don't know if you watch much of Asmongold. I have trouble taking Asmongold these days because it seems like he's leaned further into his weird way of talking. He has a very weird cadence sometimes, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
It can be hard to take when he's overemphasizing how he does it. Plus, a lot of his takes are just I'm not going to say bad, but a lot of them are mid at best. Like, so Dragon Age Veilguard comes out, and this game is universally panned. There's like 6 people in the world who are like, no, it's a good game. And Angry Joe did his takedown of it, his review. I don't watch Angry Joe, but I saw Asmongold reacting to it. And the combination of those two together, I could not. But I did get to one point where Asmongold says that for Angry Joe, the game is a 3 out of 10, but for him, it's a 6 out of 10. And the reason is that Angry Joe is a fan of the franchise, and he's really not. So it wasn't as bad for him. And I'm like, that does not make sense, because either the game is good or the game is bad. If it's good for you, you should be able to explain away why those extra 3 points, there's a big difference there, other than just, well, he used to like the old games. You know what I mean? I mean, it's such a stupid fucking take. It's him trying to explain away why he gave a game that, by all accounts, is a 1 out of 10 at best, a 6, which is better than average. That's better. That's almost a 7. You know, the universal game score that people get.
The universal hotness of women, according to them. Yeah, I mean, was he maybe given something on the back end?
No, I just think
did one of the devs blow him?
I think he liked the game, and instead of just saying he liked the game, he's like, I mean, if you like the old games, I can see why you hate this one. I like the old Fallout games 1 and 2, but I also liked 3, because while they're vastly different, they're still all good games.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
Since you're a fan of the old ones, this is the Dragon Age Veilguard is not a game; it's a sermon. It is a trans sermon. They have a character in medieval fantasy stop and do push-ups to make up for accidentally misgendering somebody.
Nope. Not gonna watch that.
That is a real thing that happens in this game, Jack.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that.
Anyway, sorry. Let me get back to Snubber's donation. Thank you, Snub. Don't know if you watch Asmongold or Pirate Software, but the Leftie Loons have been rabid since the election. Even though they are both extremely left-leaning, Asmond is self-admitted Bernie bro. Pirate Software, the only thing I know about him is the recent controversy he's had. So he was playing with other players in a hardcore WoW server. And in a hardcore, Jack, if your character dies, they're gone. And they go into a dungeon together, and it's not going well. And apparently somebody gave the order to run away, and he ran away, and everybody else was like, help everybody get saved. And like 3 people lost their characters, and he refused to take any responsibility for being a shitty player. And that made people start looking at him as a person. He's got a huge following, but it turns out he's actually kind of a douchebag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at least he didn't Leroy Jenkins it.
Sure. Thank you, Wolfgang. My big schlong hit the keyboard and ended up here. I don't know why you had it out. But anyway, let's get to our actual video here. Enough about video games. Here we go.
Talk to him. He's not interested in talking to you. He's trying to
I'm just asking questions.
Everybody, do not talk to this guy.
What's wrong with white women? Why it always got to be white women?
It's that pumpkin spice, dude. It gets all in their system and they change. They become monsters.
He's about gotcha questions.
All right, Joe Fund.
You can't grab his microphone like that. That's illegal. Just saying.
Outside of the Colorado State Capitol here for another anti-Trump protest.
Why are there anti-Trump protests outside of the Colorado Capitol?
Colorado is incredibly left-leaning in a lot of areas.
I understand that. What I don't understand is why they're protesting there when Donald Trump isn't in the Colorado Capitol, doesn't.
Oh, do you
there.
want the actual answer or the conspiratorial answer?
I would like an answer that explains why they had their protest in Colorado instead of, say, DC.
So the conspiratorial answer. Well, underneath the Denver airport is the secret second White House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just because they're lazy.
You might as well just go to a park, right? Go to
I mean,
McDonald's.
you could, but you wouldn't get as much press coverage.
It's just weird to do this outside of the Colorado. I don't get it.
Got me, dude.
This is like when Canada had Black Lives Matter protests. You don't have black people.
I mean, is Bigfoot black? I don't know. They got Indians they ignore. Why don't you worry about them? All of them on the highway of tears that are missing instead of Black Lives Matter, you idiots.
Thank you, Snubbert. It's very telling they call right-wingers stupid, yet are afraid to embarrass them on their own streams out of fear of no confidence. This is the kind of shit that you see a lot with the left. And it's why, I don't know if you saw, Jack, but they're basically doing the Air America thing. They got a whole bunch of people together like, we got to find our own Joe Rogan. The only way left-wing ideas work is if they're in an echo chamber.
Yeah, well, they have to force their philosophy on people because most of the time their ideas are crap.
As long as the mainstream media had a stranglehold on what was allowed to be said, liberal ideas could flourish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. I was just arguing with somebody about Hassan because they're like, Hassan likes to have disagreement in his chat. I'm like, fuck right off, okay?
What chat are they talking about?
This is a bitch who's afraid to debate anybody. They're afraid to debate it. They have to keep it where these are the only things you're allowed to say. This is all you're allowed to say. Remind me to talk about abortion later because there's somebody very mad at me about abortion. And I want to address it in full. But they do not allow dissent. And they might allow just a little bit. But if you go too far, no, you gotta go. You just got to go. We'll ban you. You're not allowed to speak here anymore because you disagreed too much. How many people have been banned from this chat, Jack?
I don't think anybody's ever.
No. One person got a very long timeout for inappropriate comments.
Mm-hmm. A couple of the sex bot spammers were hidden. But
no, there was
that doesn't count.
The only one where I'm like, okay, you're banned. That was a dude who accused me of inappropriately touching my grandchildren.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they even were unbanned eventually, but yeah, no. That's not something we're playing. But you want to have a different political argument than me, by all means. By all means. Make yourself heard. That's why I tell you guys not to, if we get the little trolleys in here, have fun with them for sure, but don't quiet them just because they're stupid. You know how much fun we miss by that?
They just get bored because we tend to ignore them.
Where it is as cold as these people's hearts are for limited government.
Jack, if that said revolutionary Nazis of America, people would rightfully be outraged.
Yeah. No, communists are running things. They've infiltrated, made themselves acceptable. Here we are.
There may be some differences in their reasoning for what they did, but the communists of the world have been as bad as Nazis ever were. They're all from the same Marxist ideology. Let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And they're both authoritarian, murderous shitbags.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're commie, you can be like, hey, I just have different ideas.
We killed all our people in secret.
Communists are back.
My favorite part of the communist thing is most of them died from famine. Yeah, but why? It's not like there was a massive drought that caused an issue. It was because they didn't know. They got rid of the farmers to have book nerds try to go grow shit.
Oh, and of course the famine that Stalin caused because Ukrainian farmers were getting a little uppity.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing that when you kill all the farmers, there's nobody around to farm anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that works. It's almost like a bunch of city kids who went to college for like law school or some other nonsense don't know the first fucking thing about farming.
Which is worse, purposefully killing 1 million people, or we'll even do the Nazis, purposefully killing 6 million people, Jack, a very specific group, or accidentally killing 25 million. Because that's their best answer. Of the 100 million deaths of the 20th century, 25 million of them were from starvation. Oops.
Well, to be fair, that's what we know of. That's
that
what
we know of,
officially reported. Because you know that they lie on their numbers because they're communists. Never trust a communist.
Whoopsie, we didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, between Stalin and Mao, there were more deaths by starvation intentionally caused by communists than ever were killed in gas chambers.
Yep. Nuts, how are you, sweetie? Hope you're well. Are you just waking up? It's 2:30 in the morning, girl.
That's 2:50. Right. What are you talking about?
Close enough.
Perfect time to get up.
Tell me what your flag says.
It says fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Hell yeah.
All right.
Isn't that disrespectful to their flag?
I would think it's desecrating their flag unless they want to have homosexual relations with Trump.
Yeah, is that a new part of the transgender flag we just didn't know about?
Yes. They wish to get plowed by Trump because he's so awesome.
And isn't this the wrong flag? Haven't they added a V shape on the other side of it?
I don't know. I can't keep up with the changing flags. Some of them have circles on the left side on the white field. Some of them don't.
Yeah, because they added disabled people to the flag recently.
Oh, so is there a little wheelchair guy on there too?
They have Ricky Berwick on there.
Poor Ricky.
This flag is disrespectful. Apparently she doesn't like all of the LGBTQRS LMNOP.
Well, she wants them all to experience Trump's dong.
Mao, thank you so much. I have some great ideas on how to keep to help the farmers. Take a leap of faith with me, monkey. I'll even forward you a signed copy of my book. I appreciate that, but it's hard for me to read anything anymore. So, do you have it on audio book by chance?
Do you have a signed audio copy?
All right.
All right. Tell me why you don't like Donald Trump.
Because he's a jerk and he spreads hate in America.
You're running around with a flag that says "fuck Trump." He spreads hate. Monkey. Here's my flag of peace and love. Oh, they don't even catch it, do they? They don't even realize. She is honestly unaware of why that is ironic.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Snubber, thank you. Remember, the Cubans who fled Castro were all rich, exploited people who Castro took all of their nice boats. I remember watching people come over in the 80s in a 57 Chevy truck, and they looked very wealthy to me.
Yes. Well, by the standards of the time, that's probably the richest people on the island.
The people who could get out when the revolution happened did because they knew what was coming. And yeah, a lot of them were rich and a lot of the poor people were just stuck there because what were they going to do?
Swim, apparently.
They were going to die. That's what happened to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, our joy spreading friend here.
You don't think that sign's hateful? Hi, I'm John.
You didn't get her answer. Why didn't you let her answer that? He even had the right response to that, and he didn't let her answer. I'm a little disappointed in him.
Jeff with 710K in US. Tell me what your sign says.
No kings here. No Musk. No Trump.
What is it?
Oh, that's the thing that Trump did today, Jack, is he tweeted out that long live the king. And so a whole bunch of liberals were like, I don't have a king. Kathy Hochul even did it and apparently doesn't know New York's history. I figured out something about New Yorkers today.
A lot of them are retarded.
Thank you, Alan, who says, good morning, monkey. Good morning, sir. No, it's not that. I understand why they're all so angry.
A lot of them are retarded?
Kind of. It's a historical thing. Because at the beginning of this country, you know, a lot of the revolution does start up in New England. And there was a lot of it that happened there in New York. But it got quashed really quickly, and they spent the entirety of the revolution under the boot of King George. Like literally, New York was occupied until after the war was over. The British didn't pull out of there and give it back to Washington until after the Treaty of Paris. So they really, really, really wanted to fight back, but being New Yorkers, they were kind of pussies and couldn't.
That's the accent. Nobody could organize because nobody could understand them.
Kathy Hochul just said today, she's like, we fought a king and we won. Yeah, thanks to the Southerners.
Yeah. Unless you're from Yorktown, you didn't do shit, lady.
The Northern campaign did not go well for the Patriots. Did you not learn any actual history?
Apparently not. Real quick, thank you, Keldrick. Fuck Trump, I'd rather not. No offense to the guy, but he's super old, and I don't swing that way to begin with. Well, nobody said you won't be pushing a softie in. I'm just saying they want you to have sexual relations with our king, His Majesty Trump.
Ashley St. Clair will do it. She'll take one for the team.
She's set for life with that kid.
All right.
I might bang her.
We don't have a king. You guys do realize he was elected, right? I'm so tired of hearing this shit. He thinks he's a king. When did he say that? I mean, he made a joke.
Monkey? Is that me or him? Hello? Megatron is muted? Oh God, I was worried it was him. I was worried it was me. Thank you, Alan, who says, hello, my friend. Hey, Alan, hope you're doing well. Hi, Jordan. The Jack Show. Yeah, it's the Monkey Will Be Right Back show. Brought to you by Shitty Internet. Muck go boom. What did you do to Monk? Nothing. I'm lazy. And I'm like hundreds of miles away. Entertain us. Okay. Did you guys see that there was a kid that injected himself with butterflies? Hi, Monk.
Hi. Fucking Starlink. It just had a blip. Anyway, as I was asking, do you think these people know that Trump is just trolling them?
No. No, because they're stupid.
This is going to take us forever to get through this video.
Because it's full of retards.
He done that makes you think he's a king?
By take control by a bitch.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
Nope.
No?
Hello.
What? Hello. I heard something bitch. What is going on? I'm scared. I need an adult. Gonna be one hell of a show. You're not kidding. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Oh my god, did JF Garapy get to the stream? Did he murder it like a potato?
Am I here?
I can hear you fine.
Son of a bitch. On my side, it kept blinking in and out that I was here.
My Windows Explorer crashed and restarted, but I didn't lose anything from the look of it. I was just saying how the stream may have been murdered because it's full of potatoes by JF Garapy.
We never did touch on that.
No. Did you see he posted about Coach Red Pill today?
No.
Yeah, he made a post. Coach was apparently JF was one of the last people Coach called before he vanished. And I'm like, how many bodies are attached to you?
I thought he might have posted something like, my wife is as dead as Coach Red Pill.
Oh, I mean, probably, but
I just look forward to the day I see the investigation discovery video on that.
Right? For either one of them.
A French Canadian, a missing potato. Can we get to the bottom of this? All right. While things are still working, let's try to go a little bit further.
Do you think if he's a cannibal that he ate baked potato?
Oh, do you think he called it eating a potato when... Never mind.
Yes.
Anything in particular?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
He's a king. I can't tell you why.
But we said so.
3 is already happening.
I mean, do you think it was?
I'm sorry. Did that weirdo say World War III is already happening?
Yes.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
World War III is already happening.
I feel like we would have had a headline. Even as shitty as our news is, I think they would have noticed that.
I mean, one would think, but
I made Nuts say, ooh, I'm actually proud of myself right now. Is that dude wearing... Is he wearing mascara?
okay, you're at a left-wing rally full of modern communists. What do you think?
He's got...
What side is more likely?
Eyeshadow is a definite. It's very clear. But is he wearing mascara too?
Yes, I believe he is.
Bruh.
Probably a little bit of rosiness on his cheeks there.
Okay.
That is a stunning and brave woman. How dare you? How dare you?
Thank you, Wolfgang, who says Doe should investigate Monk. All this money. It would be a very quick investigation. Trump, thank you. I'm flattered by all my fans wanting a booty call. But I have to say no thank you, because the last time I fucked someone, I got charged with campaign fraud in a huge miscarriage of justice. Thank you so much, Mr. Trump. Glad you finally learned to stop putting your wiener where it doesn't belong.
Hey,
although
his name is His Majesty Trump to you.
I don't know whether I believe I still think he probably banged Stormy, if I'm being honest.
I don't know, because she was way past her prime even then. So Melania's way hotter.
Yeah, but banging somebody isn't about how hot they are. It's about how horny you are in the moment.
I suppose, but arranging it for that much money with a used up old porn star.
Well,
I mean, dude.
Remember the arranging it later. That was not. I mean, you trust a porn star to keep her hole closed. That's the one time her mouth isn't open.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, Thumbelina here is going to talk to us. And are they wearing a knockoff ISIS thing or is that called yeah, that thing? Their terrorist scarf.
Yes, that's the terrorist association scarf.
But that's like a knockoff.
Yeah. Well, look, Mom only had so many tablecloths, and this is the closest one.
There's a little too much black in it. Their scarves are like the Democratic Party. There is a limit.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it was fair for the women to have men participating in women's sports?
Well, I don't think they're men. I think they're women.
Jack,
Milky.
How is it a decade ago they weren't women, but they are now? How did that change happen?
Evolution of science.
Okay.
So what is a woman?
A woman who identifies as a woman.
Duh, you bigot.
That's not an explanation. They always give that answer.
Oh yeah, because it's circular logic. It exists, therefore it is.
What are they identifying as when they identify as a woman? What is that? If I identify as a butter knife, then I would be a knife used to butter bread, typically with a pretty soft sharpness to it, so you don't cut yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what a butter knife is. You can't say I identify as a butter knife. Well, what's a butter knife? Well, it's me because I identify as one.
It's a knife that butters.
That's what makes. There's no biological requirement for someone to be a woman.
I don't think so.
Do you believe that?
I don't think so. Biology means nothing because we're the party of science.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the party of science not being able to answer what is a woman.
Not being able to answer basic science questions? Yeah, it's weird.
These are the people that told me I needed a lab to point out obvious things about COVID. These are the people that tell me I'm a conspiracy theorist for thinking that the global warming stuff we've heard is all bullshit.
Yeah, Monkey, the party of science. How dare you question them? You're not a scientist. You have no right to do that.
They use science the way that religious zealots protect their religions. Like, no, because it's the science. Well, what prove it? You can't question it, you blasphemer.
Yeah, how dare you?
At least with religion, part of it is faith. You know what I mean? Science is supposed to be fact-based. There's supposed to be provability there. I don't think biology is really a consideration on whether or not women exist because I'm wearing eyeshadow and mascara.
Biology is the science of hate, Monkey.
Felons should be a requirement for someone to be a woman?
I don't think so.
Do you believe that felons should be able to vote?
I'm done with the interview. Thank you.
1,550 insurrectionists from January 6th that were pardoned. They should all be in jail as well. So if you're going to jail people for specific crimes, jail them all.
What?
So, I think he's saying they should jail the FBI agents that instigated and their assets.
Many of the January 6 people were jailed. That's where you get that 1,500 number from, jackass.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough. See, we got to jail all of them.
Got to jail them for life, I guess.
Got to jail them all.
I love the confidence he's wearing that beard.
Yeah,
Bruh.
it's the most masculine thing about him.
Bruh. That is. You
And
keep
this is
water in
another-
that thing, and Shaggy's hair will show up.
That's a chia beard.
That's a chia beard right there.
Yeah, but this is another person that wants to have sex with Trump.
Do you so do you think everybody that was prosecuted on January 6th deserves to be in prison, even those that were nonviolent, those that just kind of walked around, that type of thing?
Excuse me. 5 police officers lost their lives. That was not nonviolent.
No, they did not.
Remember when it was 6? Now we're down to 5.
Hey, if we keep going long enough, they'll finally get to the real number of 0, I suppose.
Yeah.
Look, 5 police officers have lost their lives, just not on January 6th at the Capitol.
Yeah, not related to the Capitol.
At all.
Suicides, medical conditions, nothing connecting them to January 6th.
I think we have a problem in this country, Jack, of wanting people in jail for too long.
For the wrong reasons. It's too often it's not about justice, it's about revenge. Which I get, but at the same time, political lockups of somebody just strolling through a building, kind of stupid. And you're just being a vindictive asshole.
I see some of the sentences people get for various crimes, and it just seems excessive to me. If you're a murderer, yeah, you go away for life. Violent criminals, a long time, fine. But the majority of that 1,500 people that were prosecuted because of January 6th didn't do anything violent. Nothing violent. They were just there. They walked through the Capitol.
Yeah. One guy put his feet up on a table. Shit, Enrico, whatever his name is, wasn't even in town.
Enrique Tarrio from the Proud Boys, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the town. He
was ordered
20 years.
20 years. He was ordered to stay away by a judge, so he did, and he still ended up with 20 fucking years for not being an insurrectionist. Anyway, this guy wants those people to be in jail forever, apparently, for 5 cops who didn't even die that day.
Yes, they all belong in jail. Yes.
So but they didn't directly kill. Some of them didn't directly kill anybody.
None of them directly killed anybody. And I get maybe he's just trying to like keep the interview going so he doesn't want to get too combative, but he is combating the guy. So point out the real truth. Nobody killed a police officer at the Capitol. No police officers died because of that.
Well, a member of the military did, though. Ashley Babbitt.
Yes. And some fat chick.
Yeah, nobody remembers her name.
They're accessories to murder. They were there.
So I'm just going to ask you, would you then hold anyone that went to a BLM riot an accessory to murder if someone died during a BLM riot?
No.
There are women.
Yeah, because, technically everybody that was rioting at Kenosha is responsible for Kyle Rittenhouse killing that pedophile.
JoJo, yeah.
Yeah.
All of those people killed JoJo and belong in prison.
JoJo, Kid Diddler, and those other clowns. All those people that were rioting created that atmosphere where Rittenhouse was afraid for his life. They should all be charged with murder.
Yep.
An accessory to murder if someone died during a BLM riot?
There are women who are dying because they can't make that. They don't want to make that decision and go to prison for it because it may not be at the point where that woman is going to die until it just happens.
You think abortion should be legal because complications can come up that nobody can foresee?
Yes. So it's best to murder all the children first before they could get to you. They killed. Just think of poor Hat. He was attacked by all those babies, and then he went to jail for it.
He was just defending himself. I did hear that.
Free Hat.
Keldrick, thank you. By his own logic, all of the police officers and politicians who were there are also accessories to murder. True. Don't worry, they do want to lock up some of the politicians. Just ask Holly.
I'm okay with locking up a few of them.
What if we took this, I don't want to call it logic, but this thinking, and applied it to anyone else, Jack, other than a baby, you know, the most innocent among us, literally the most innocent among us.
So they claim. That's pro-baby propaganda is what that is. Look, we'd be talking pre-crime then.
At some point, an Asian man will kill a white woman. Can we just kill all Asian men because of it?
Well, I mean...
Or at least make it legal to kill Asian men because of it?
I'm thinking. It would mean more Asian women for me.
No women are dying because they're not getting an abortion because a rare complication happens at the end. That's just retarded. Those women wanted to have those babies.
Well, that's the propaganda of parenting. That, oh, you actually want this baby. Blah, blah, blah. That's what they want. That's what Big Baby wants you to think.
And I just want to point out again that after the Dobbs decision, abortion in this country almost doubled. It went from about 600,000 reported abortions to over 1 million. But you just can't get any abortions anymore because you might go to jail for it.
Oh yeah, it's like Handmaid's Tale out there. It's just all the sexual slavery and being forced to squirt babies out of your hoo-has.
Foreign Native says Big Baby, LOL. Somebody hasn't watched Boss Baby. It's a real thing. They're trying to keep you from loving puppies.
I haven't seen Boss Baby either, but even I know about Big Baby.
Boss Baby's one of the dumbest movies I've ever watched, but it is an entertaining little film. All right.
Out in the parking lot or whatever. So I'm sorry, but you know, it's not okay. It's not okay to take that away from doctors.
It's not okay for a woman to die, right?
Yeah.
So is it okay then for the child to die?
So,
for the record, a lot of abortions would have been girls.
And black people.
Most of them would have been black people, just by the numbers.
Yeah.
So you guys killed a whole bunch of black women. Hope you're proud of yourselves. That's the Democrats just keeping the faith,
keeping the dream alive. Apparently,
fuck.
If it's going to kill the woman, yes.
And if it's not, then we should protect the life of the child.
No.
Chef Hunt.
See, that's the thing. If you challenge them on this, because they always want to use the worst case scenario. Sometimes women die in childbirth. Okay, so if they're not going to die, they shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion. Well, yeah, exactly. So stop pretending you give a shit about the exceptions. Let's talk about the rule.
Here at another anti-Trump rally. Right in the middle of it.
How are there more pussies in this crowd than the last one? It was mostly women last time.
Look, man, there are mysteries I can't solve. Okay.
And a lot less Mexican flags this time around. But tell me what you think they've done that's unconstitutional.
Well, there's so much.
Name one.
Yeah, it should be hard to name something then.
Maybe she will. So, like I said, I haven't seen this. But it's been my experience when you're talking with someone. Name something. There's been so much. Okay, name one. But there's just been so much. It's one thing to say there's been so much and then follow that up with examples.
Yeah.
It's another to go, like the chick we saw in the earlier clip. He's a king. Well, what's he done that's like a king? Everything. Can you think of an example? No.
Well, king-like behavior. Yeah, but what kind of king behavior? King stuff.
The kings, like kings. Did I not say kings?
Excuse me, I didn't read the article. I just attached the talking point. So I need to go over there now.
I saw a clip. What was I watching? Oh, I think it was Gutfeld, where CNN, I think it was, CNN reporter is talking to a guy, and she's really mad about how Elon, and we don't know the kind of people who are getting into information. And this guy brings up the Biden administration official, I forget his name, the bald guy who was stealing suitcases.
Yeah.
And not only does he name the guy, he explains what the guy did. And this news anchor was like, I'm not familiar with that. How are you a news anchor and that never came across your desk?
Seriously.
I have a feeling that if most of these people did read the full article, Jack, they still wouldn't know what the fuck was going on because the news doesn't know what's going on.
No, they have a message to send.
Anyhow.
Where do you start? Hi, my name is Kirsten, and I'm marching for our democracy.
Yeah. So, what has Donald Trump done that threatens democracy, you think?
Everything. I mean, he's going against the LGBTQ plus community, which is what I'm a part of.
Somebody likes kitten. Going against the LGBTQ community is not anti-democracy.
It is though, monkey.
I'm going to spell something out that LGBT retards are not going to want to hear. But you're a small enough portion of the population that if everybody who wasn't included in your group voted against you, you would never, ever win. And that would be democracy.
Their idea of democracy is only they get a vote.
Said it before, these people don't actually know what they're talking about. Well, that's true. They just know they should be mad. You know, this goes all, remember way, way back when Milo Yiannopoulos, I just remember that one black guy, he's at an anti-Milo thing. And somebody asked him, why are you here? And he goes, because we're protesting Milo Yiannopoulos. And he goes, yeah, but why? And he goes, I don't know. My friend told me I should.
Yeah.
And that was
a lot of that.
He thought that was a good enough reason to go protest something. My buddy told me so. He said I should do this, and so therefore I are do this. They don't have to think because they just know that they're right. Q, thank you. One of the most horrific parts of the BLM riots being so numerous across the country is that there was a corpse discovered in a burned building a full 3 weeks after it caught fire, simply because there wasn't personnel to deal with it. J6 doesn't compete. Well, yeah, I mean, J6 was one event, and we had a whole summer of love, Jack.
Yeah, J6 was barely a riot.
He's going against my immigrant neighbors. He's going against the other teachers and like our safety in the schools, everything.
That's a teacher?
Yep.
Of course it is. How much of her personal life do you think her students know about?
Way too much.
How many of her students do you think she's touched inappropriately?
Way too many.
So tell me what rights you think have been threatened.
My rights to do this.
Then why are you doing it now? Because you shouldn't be allowed to, if that's the case.
Remember all those people Trump jailed in 2020?
No, but I'm sure she'll think of something. Quick though, thank you, Evolved Potato. Remember that the protesters weren't the ones that started the violence on January 6th? They were rowdy but peaceful until the police shot them with pepper balls and threw flashbangs and tear gas. Well, there were also agitators in the crowd from the FBI.
Okay.
My voting rights, my rights to protect the people as a teacher. Like if ICE comes into my school, I'm not giving my kids up.
Enjoy jail.
You will be arrested for that. And by the way, ICE isn't coming into schools.
Yeah.
They're one example of ICE coming into the school was the Secret Service going into the school because of a threat made by one of the teachers. It might have been one of the students and they just withheld it. Somebody in there made a threat against the president of the United States.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't really have a problem if ICE goes in and arrests some of these so-called children that are really like 24 and claiming to be 15.
I feel like I should follow him home.
That'd be the better way to do it.
That's what I would do.
I think our rights to have a full democracy is being.
So you're a teacher?
Okay, so she's mentioned democracy twice, and she's yet to mention any. Well, I guess she did say her right to vote would be taken away. I don't know how, unless she's thrown in prison for protecting illegals from ICE. She's still going to be able to vote. But that's twice. It's the buzzword, man. The Democrats did such a good job of brainwashing their side about everything being for the democracy. It's all for the democracy. If we don't let illegals come into our country, democracy's dead. If she can't touch children, democracy is dead. It's not everything is about democracy. Fuck. Trump gonna repeal the 19th. That would be funny. If he just made a joke about it, you know how much they'd lose their fucking minds?
Oh my God, it'd be hilarious.
I would just like to see him post out reviewing the 19th. That would be funny as shit.
I'm a teacher. Yep.
And you said your rights to do this, right to protest?
Yeah. Right.
That have been threatened.
Speech, freedom of speech. He's trying to go after the First Amendment, and that's just not it. That's just not.
Just saying he's doing something is not proof.
Yeah, well, yes, it is. It's totally proof because it said so. It's total. At least it's trust me, bro.
If you were going to do this, at least say something like he started kicking reporters out of the White House, which is still, not the full context of it, but at least that's an example. All right.
No, they're free to protest is being attacked because he's a meanie pants.
And by the way, the right to assemble and the right to free speech, they're in the same amendment, but they are different things.
Yeah, but we won't talk about all the people that lost their jobs for speaking out about COVID or anything like that. No, we're not going to talk about that.
This person right here is a teacher, does not understand democracy, the Constitution, basic rights. I'm shocked the kids are coming out so stupid. Go Department of Education. All right.
Got it.
How so? How did he go after the First Amendment?
That's part of Project 2025. He doesn't want us to be able to do things like this. Okay. And
you remember he was kicked off social media platforms. Don't you think he has sympathy towards being banned?
No.
No, he deserved it.
It's okay when we block him or those evil right wingers.
How dare you bring up that he was the one censored? I'm the one that's going to be censored.
I find it hilarious that a member of the press the other day said that Hitler won because of free speech. But in this country, if you're a Nazi, you're not allowed to have free speech, and they get to dictate who's a Nazi.
This is a teacher. The
standards are low, dude. Trust me.
God damn.
I don't think he has sympathy for anything. Yeah, I don't think he has sympathy. I think he's a psychopath. I think he doesn't have sympathy for anybody.
Donald Trump's a psychopath.
So, yeah, I really do think so.
Then you don't know what a psychopath is. Thank you, Dangerous. Motherfucker, in the US, do you guys have safe zones where when you play the game tag? Some kids played that way, but we didn't, because that's not how the law works, you ignorant sluts. There are no can't arrest me safe zones on U.S. soil. No, there's not. Chaz tried that, and it didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
But I did know kids that when we played tag, they were like, this is a safe zone.
This is base.
I'm going to stand right outside and wait for you to leave.
Later, I will run into a church and cry sanctuary.
Yep. Anyway, off with their heads. Yeah, there's do you remember how mad they got over a tiny guillotine that was set up at the it was a noose set up at the Capitol?
Yeah, they had no problem with them when they were over at the BLM. And
BLM had the guillotines, yeah.
Yeah, the more functional ones where they cut the head off the teddy bear.
This is a sign marching down a major city street that says "off with their heads." I didn't see anything about this on the news.
Oh, why would you?
That's weird.
Only if you weren't paying attention for the past 5 years.
Just as an aside, I was watching Barring's latest video with him and Sugar Tits talking about the Margaret Brennan that we talked about last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved at the beginning of it, Baring is trying to, discuss the story, and Sugar Tits gets derailed looking at Margaret Brennan's boobs. It's fucking amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, please do watch.
You want public execution of Donald Trump and Elon Musk?
Yes, please.
Nothing to see here. You need to behead the president for democracy. We've made the comparisons to Robespierre many times around here, Jack, but it's getting scarily close.
These people are getting more and more violent, and they're escalating their behavior because these protests are getting much more aggressive, and they have a sense of righteousness that borders on religious zealotry. It is getting scary.
Did you see the woman on TikTok who promised that if somebody goes out there and whacks the president, she'll send them dirty mail in jail? I'll send you naughty notes as you're getting butt fucked.
Yeah.
That'll make it better. If any one of these guys ever actually gets the balls to pull something off, shit can go sideways real fast.
Oh yeah.
Now look, guys, I'm not Tim Pool. I'm smarter than that, so I'm not saying civil war. I'm saying civil disturbance that ends up with a lot of dead people.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of violence. It would be similar to what race riots were, except politically motivated.
Yep, indeed. But don't worry about that, because we have to pay attention to all that right-wing violent rhetoric, Jack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
What does that say? Protect people, not borders. You do understand you do the first by the second, right?
No, they don't. Let's face it, most of these people have never been near an illegal immigrant.
I am so sad at their signs. Do you remember, at least in 2020, they went out and bought up all the poster board?
Yeah.
These guys are just using some boxes they ripped up and taped notes to.
Yeah, they're even lazier than the lazy ones were. It's really sad. In the 60s, they had, balsa wood sticks holding up cardstock, and it had like a message that was pretty pithy and straightforward on there, like 5 words or less, like end the war, that sort of thing. These guys have like an entire paragraph. It looks like shit, and sometimes they misspell stuff.
Oligarchs versus workers. Eat the rich. Shut up, commie.
Yeah. Fucking hate communists. They're so dumb. You're a sucker if you're a communist.
Prove your loyalty to communists and how much you believe in communism, and move to North Korea.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Yeah, even China.
We don't want your sis.
I'm sorry. Hang on.
Please.
Protect people, not borders, and they're chanting, "This is what democracy looks like." Eat the rich. This is what democracy looks like.
The next time there's a gang rape and somebody films it, they should superimpose this audio over that.
Yeah, no shit. Dog Resurrect, thank you so much. By the way, guys, we're not in favor of gang rape, but seriously, gang rape is it's 8 out of 9 people.
Yeah, it's a literal democracy.
Dark Resurrect, thanks so much for that. Feminist, $12. I often wonder that if those communists got the upheaval they want, do they think they will survive the faction wars.
Oh, I think it's even worse than that, Dark. I think these people think they're going to be on top.
He goes on to say, I give it a month tops before they are either killed or enslaved. First rule of a revolution, you kill the revolutionaries.
Yep. Once the revolution's over, the revolutionaries all face the wall because you can't trust them not to stir up agitation.
Yeah, at that point, you just want the minions who fell for that stupid shit who are still true believers. You do not want agitators in your communist revolution.
Yep. That's why they killed Trotsky.
Yep.
Democracy looks like this is what democracy.
We don't want your cis kids to be trans. We want your trans kids to survive.
Who's killing trans kids?
Nobody.
Oh, themselves. Wow, monkey. They're not even doing that.
Statistically, you're right.
Well, again, no. Remember, the 40 number that we hear is ideation, not completion, for lack of a better word.
And so there's no pride in the workplace in the trans community, is what you're telling me. No, there's not.
And look, it does point to a mental health disaster when you have 41 to 45, depending on which study you look at, of people who are thinking, yeah, I think about often myself a lot, when the general population is less than 5%.
Yeah. Especially even when they're post-op, the number doesn't go down.
At all. No, the treatment does not, any of the treatment, whether it's operations or just doing the voice deepening hormones, it doesn't help because there's an underlying mental issue there.
You know what does help, though? Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yes. Somebody going, knock it off. Stop it.
Let's address your real underlying issues.
Stop hanging around with people who are touching your kids. Just saying. Anyway.
Are you concerned that trans kids aren't going to survive?
I'm concerned that trans kids aren't going to survive, that there's a lot of dangerous laws about them, yeah.
What laws?
Is she talking about, hey, you can't mutilate children? She's like, there's dangerous laws.
Yeah, they want puberty blockers and gender surgery for children. Also, maybe the like no diddling kids thing, or don't talk about sex inappropriately to children. So yeah, I mean, look, anybody that stands up for trans kids, I assume you're mentally ill, attention seeking, and possibly a pedophile.
Yeah, because again, they use this whole we want them to survive. Your kids are going to kill themselves if you don't let them cut off their dick. That is some manipulation on a level that is beyond disgusting.
Yeah,
and this is how it's how they push this on parents, because no parent wants their kid to kill themselves.
Well, of course not.
You better do this, or they'll off themselves. Better do it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
And then you've got like the Jeffrey Marshes that are talking to the kids saying, your parents don't understand you. Let me be your parent. Come stay with me. And that's super creepy in of itself. So you've got this infiltration of predators that they refuse to address are there. Talking to kids, trying to lure them away from their parents because parents just don't understand.
Dangerous, thank you. Oligarchy is a form of government in which power rests with a small number of people, which can include families. Let's ask the three Bushes, both the Clintons and the Obamas and Barack's VP, about that. We don't talk about that. Oligarchy is just when Elon Musk gave Trump some money to run for president. That's the real oligarchy.
And try to save us money. Oligarch trying to not make government bigger and more powerful. Oh, it's disgusting. The oligarchy.
The vast number of people in the Democratic Party in positions of power who owe George Soros for it pay no attention to that.
Or the Chinese backers. Swalwell.
Yeah, what kind of laws?
Okay, I actually don't want to. Thanks.
What kind of laws? I can't tell. I'm
They're
done with this
secret
interview.
ones. They're special, top secret, majestic level, eyes only. So sorry, I don't want to address that.
It's like the "Don't Say Gay" bill. I mean, if she did name a law, I guarantee you should have misconstrued it.
Of course, because she buys into the propaganda that's force fed to her on whatever Rachel Maddow show she watches.
Black Romeo says she doesn't know. I bet you she has a couple of laws she believes are harming trans people. She just knows they don't actually because people have called her out for it before. All right. Oh, what the fuck is on my screen now?
And the executive orders, huh?
Yes. Executive orders were never meant to run our government.
Did you protest when Biden had executive orders?
No.
It says fuck.
Anybody shocked by that?
No. You know, she loved Obama's executive orders.
I am firmly against executive orders. I'm okay with Donald Trump making executive orders that get rid of executive orders. And I'm okay with them if they're working in the way they're supposed to, like, the Department of Education or the entire government cannot be pushing DEI bullshit. That's what an executive order's for. It's for the executive branch, not for running the country the way that the Barack Obamas and Joe Bidens of the world have used it. And for the record, George Bush too, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying Trump didn't use any of them that way, but at least they were called out and most of them shot down in court as they should be. I'm not happy with any president doing that. Our presidents aren't supposed to have that power. But the problem is it is so fucking selective whether or not people like executive orders.
So they're selective with the outrage about it. And if the Congress would do its fucking job, a lot of these executive orders would never be written anyway.
This guy looks familiar. You know,
a lot of these people look alike.
He kind of looks like somebody stretched out John Ward's face.
He kind of looks like a barista that thinks he's like an intellectual philosopher that should have $100,000 an hour job. But he's stuck working because nobody respects it, man.
I do like that his sign says, fuck the fucking fuckers. That's just giving them what they want, homie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
the fucking point. They're fuckers. Why are you fucking them? It's what they want.
Fuckers.
Now, why don't you like the fuckers?
Well, they're destroying our economy. They are...
Bruh.
You should immediately come back with, but sex work is real work.
The people who supported Biden, and I honestly don't think most people supported Biden. He was just the candidate they were given. So they're like, yeah, fuck Trump. Biden screws you guys in so many ways to ever complain about anything that Trump has done. 40-year high for inflation. That was under Biden, not Trump. God damn. Okay.
Taking rights away from people. They're not taking Russia seriously, and I mean, it's how many more things we have to talk about? It gets.
Okay, let's discuss that for a second, because I saw that ballerina today, Zelensky, and not taking Russia seriously. How many people told us, Jack, that Russia just could not invade Ukraine, and that their tanks didn't work, and that their Air Force was getting shot down by shotguns?
And the ghost of Kiev.
And the ghost of Kiev. How many times did we hear how shit the Russian... This is what Coach Red Pill got in trouble for over in Ukraine by going, yeah, this is all propaganda. The Russians are going to kick the shit out of you guys.
Yeah. And they did.
Yeah, and they have been all along. And the only thing that has saved Ukraine is that Russia hasn't just tried to take over the country.
Oh, they have largely not used their Air Force.
Yeah.
So if the Russians really wanted to, they could flatten entire cities because They shot down all of Ukraine's air force, except for a couple of recent acquisitions they got from like Poland and a couple of our shitty old airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have much of an air force. They literally have like a dozen planes left. That's it. And the Russians could take that out with shit they have left over from World War II. Come on, give me a break.
Within a couple of weeks, they had Kiev surrounded, and Mayor Klitschko even said, if they come in, we're fucked.
Yep. But they didn't want to do that because they could have. They could easily have just circled the place, laid siege to it like a medieval castle, and starved everyone out.
Yep.
As soon as you start coming out, they just shoot you in the head. And they could easily have had that place surrender within a month.
Trump is the first one who's taking Russia seriously.
Yes, because the entire war happened because Biden didn't take them seriously.
Trump is acknowledging that Ukraine is fucked, okay? That's just the truth. And it doesn't matter how many bombs we give them to misuse and kill Poles with. The simple fact is they don't have the military for it.
They don't have the manpower. They've lost too many people, and no matter how much money and equipment you give them, short of a nuke, in which case they'll be obliterated completely.
Yeah.
They're not going to win anything. Real quick though, thank you, Keldrick. They're destroying our economy. Where the fuck were you the last 4 fucking years? Blaming Trump. That's where.
Buying into the media propaganda that no, it's not really that bad. It's transitory.
Yeah, it became permanent as soon as Trump was sworn in.
All right. God, these guys are retards.
Which rights have you lost so far?
Well, my sister, for one, she works with trying to get people citizenship, and so she's lost part of her job trying to get real people, Americans, a right to be
She works for the.
She trying to get citizenship for Americans?
Well, they're undocumented Americans, remember?
No, so American as in the continent, not in the country.
Yes, they're mostly South Americans.
Yeah, that wasn't a right she had. That was her breaking the fucking law.
Yeah.
Okay.
The government?
She works, yeah.
I will give, at least he tried to give an example, which is more than we've seen from most of these people.
Yeah.
But as I said, if they gave examples, they'd be bad.
Nonprofit.
Yeah. But so she lost her job as a result of the cuts in funding, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Tell me.
Well, that's okay. Losing your job due to a cut in funding is not losing rights at all. That's not a rights issue. He's
also a liar because he said she works for the government, but she works for a nonprofit.
Well, this is something that Doge has been pushing, and I really do hope that they get in, because I'm so tired of the NGO nonsense.
Oh, yeah, they're totally funded by the government.
Yeah. These are private organizations completely run with government money because they're doing things the government isn't allowed to do.
Yep, and I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
President Elon is a Nazi. Who's President Elon?
I don't know. I think that's an alternate universe that we're seeing a window into.
What country is that?
The country of Made-Up-a-Stan.
Huh.
Me what you're saying.
You're a little too good at making swastikas. I just gotta say.
Well, they spray paint them on Jewish houses when no one's looking, I bet.
I mean, that is like almost perfectly symmetrical. You're a little too practiced.
It says President Elon is a Nazi.
And what has he done that makes him a Nazi?
We all knew exactly what he did. If he doesn't want to admit it, it was certainly a Nazi salute, and I don't support it, and I don't think anybody else should either.
Okay, I just want to point out that the salute itself isn't what made them Nazis. You could throw up that salute right now. Everybody in the audience, throw up a Nazi salute. That doesn't make any of you Nazis.
A lot of people in Germany threw the Nazi salute, even though they didn't support the Nazis, because they didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, or worse.
Yeah.
But that doesn't even get to the fact that it wasn't a Nazi salute, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no, Monkey. Everything they say is a Nazi salute is a Nazi salute. Ergo, it was a Nazi salute. See how that logic works? Flawless.
He's a Nazi. He waved to the crowd.
He's a bad man. He said his heart goes out. He's evil. Evil.
I saw Tim Walz wave to the crowd, and that the only thing I can take away from that is that he's a gay Nazi.
I could go even worse than that. You know who I didn't expect to throw a Nazi salute? I was watching a Western, and some Indian threw his arm up and said, "How?" And I was like, "How Nazi are you?"
So they were Nazi before Nazis were Nazis.
Yes, they were the proto-Nazis. That's why we have to end tribal land.
Monkey, I send my love to you. Love you back. All right.
So just recently, he called on Germany to strengthen its free speech laws. Is that Nazi-like?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, God. Well, I guess we know what Margaret Brennan was watching. Strengthening free speech laws is Nazi-esque.
Yes.
I guess the liberals were right about the founding fathers, huh?
Well, if you ask them, they were. Yes, they were all probably Nazis too.
Oh, God. Okay. This actually hurts. These people are so dumb it hurts. These are the people I argue with on Twitter.
I know. This is like my third time watching it. This is only your first. I have a bottle of Motrin here.
Oh, I actually need to take some Motrin. My back is killing me.
Stay away, Ethan Ralph.
I've actually been sitting here thinking, since my game stream, I should really take some Motrin.
That was a long time ago, dude.
I'm too fucking lazy to take medicine to keep me out of pain.
Wow.
It's the bottle's way over there. I have to stretch for it. Okay, Motrin's in. Let's go.
Absolutely.
I'm familiar with 710K NUS. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Uh-oh, they knew you, so I can't talk to you.
Oh,
You know,
no.
if some liberal outlet, like I know they're not around anymore, but Feminist Frequency, right? If I'm out somewhere and they come and shove a microphone in my face, I would relish the chance to just make them look retarded.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, it wouldn't be hard either.
I would be, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've got a raging clue right here for you.
You know how happy I would be if I was out in public and Hassan Piker decided to come up to me to challenge me on shit. I'd be like, this ain't gonna go well for you, bro. But let's do it anyway.
Well, I would probably fall back onto my standard whenever I'm bothered in public and act like I'm mentally retarded and keep fucking with them. Like, hi, you're pretty. How are you?
You would not want to do that with Hassan because that's his native tongue.
I know. That's what worries me, though, is because that's how I fuck with like telemarketers and people that solicit money from me. Like those, the charity muggers, as Jimmy Carr calls them. That come up and they're like, "Would you like to donate?" But hello, are we new friends? But yeah, I gotta worry because what if one of them is JF Garapi and he's like, "Well, hello," and he starts twirling his nipples.
I just don't. I do get why these people won't engage is because their arguments are shit, and the more you say them out loud, the less they make sense.
Yes, and if you do any digging above surface level, half the shit they say is a lie, and the rest is just stupid.
I just don't understand how you get this sure of yourself to go to a march about this, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's the arrogance that we teach kids now with all this self-esteem boosting. They are so pumped up that they are these special chosen people and that they are always right and they're super smart, that they have this like not only a sense of entitlement, but a borderline narcissistic view of themselves and their views. because they believe it. It must be correct, and they don't have to go any deeper than that. They're not expected to ever know anything.
This is why I tell you I'm more humble than people realize. Because I am really, really great. And that's why I'm okay with sharing my opinions and stuff, because I know they're right. And I can back it up because I'm awesome. What they have is unearned arrogance. My arrogance is earned.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, how many times have we been proven right on stuff that we said on the show? And people have been all pissed off at us, but we've been right. Fed Rally J6. But no, these people, they're never challenged. Their own friends just nod along. So they're not used to being challenged. And when they are, they don't know what to do. So they shut down or they get mad.
And I get you. And I understand that's what's happening. It's just foreign to me because I don't need my beliefs challenged. I challenge them myself.
Yes, but they don't. This is a secular religion.
It's there's a very good reason why I do it. It's because I don't want to look stupid because I am very narcissistic.
Well, yeah, but you also don't have that level of blind faith that these people do, because that's what they have is a type of it's a zealotry. It's very much like fanatical Christians.
It is, yeah,
or jihadis for that.
Any
matter.
Fanatics, any religious fanatic,
any kind of zealot, and that is a real thing that people need to be aware of. Is this is a religion to them? It fills that hole. 500 years ago, these people would have been flailing themselves with whips to keep the plague at bay.
And again, I agree. And when it comes to religion, though, religion requires faith. It doesn't matter which religion you're part of. All of it requires faith. So if I'm talking to somebody about, something biblical, right? And they're like, well, because God said, I get that. I get that to them, a belief that God actually said it makes sense. And while I might not agree, that is a valid answer within a religion. Within a political party, that is not an answer. I just know it. That's not a fucking answer. That makes it religious. And you fuckers have the nerve to call other people cultists.
Yes. That's also an aspect of like severe cult behavior is they think other people are the zealots because they can't see their own nonsense.
I would have more respect for these people if they did just say, well, this is my religion and my God said so. Because while I would disagree, at least I understand that that's the tenet of the religion, right? These people are just like, I don't need to look it up because I just know. No, you're a retard.
No, they're better than us because that's another aspect of their religion is saying how elite they are.
Thank you so much, Roan. My 12-year-old daughter has been sending me TikToks about bad things Trump and Elon has done, challenging me to debunk it. I'm afraid she's going to be like one of these people. Well, here's what you do, Roan. Challenge it. Show her where she's wrong. And this is something, it's something a lot of people are afraid to do, right? It's okay to admit that these people aren't perfect. Elon Musk is going to do things you don't like. Donald Trump is going to do things you don't like. And if you really want to get through to your daughter or to anybody that you're discussing something with, you have to be honest about the entire situation. If you, let's say, just argument's sake kind of stuff here, right? I am 100% for free speech. If Donald Trump came out and said, I think we should ban the speech of the Democrats, they're just not allowed to speak anymore. If I was then like, Donald Trump's right, they shouldn't be allowed to speak, nobody would trust what I say anymore. It's especially not that I believe what I say anymore. You got to be honest about things. And sometimes these guys are going to fuck up. And if there's something that they did that's fucked up, that's fine. But most of what I've seen of it so far is just nonsense. It's just nonsense. And you should point it out. But again, make sure you're honest about it. If it is something that you think is fucked up, say, yeah, that one's fucked up. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you're not 100% in lockstep with Trump or Elon or anyone else.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be in lockstep that closely with somebody unless they're like your twin.
I've been doing my best to do so and explained how media hates them and smears them. And that's the best you can do. It really is. Excuse me. I would say have them watch this show, but you said they were 12, and that's a bit young for this show.
Yeah. They'll probably get a lot of this nonsense from school, too.
One of the people who does clip channels for us, and we do have a couple, take my words, take out all the sexual stuff and post that so that we can send it to 12-year-olds to be able to watch. Just saying.
Boy, you're asking a lot of work for a volunteer, man.
Yeah, you never know when a wiener reference is going to pop up.
That's so true.
Dark Resurrect says, Monk sounds like the situation I talked to you about. Yeah, and I was actually thinking about that because I hope you don't mind, Dark, but I'm going to just share a little tiny bit of that. Dark said that somebody comes to them and will be like, look at this horrible thing. And he immediately goes into an explanation about, how it's not bad or anything. And I said to him, do not be afraid to admit that something that they show you is fucked up. Because sometimes it is. Sometimes lefties have a point. Not often, but occasionally. Take the Palestinian thing, right? Children are dying over there, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And it would be dishonest to go, either dishonest or psychopathic to go, so what? The kids are dying. It's not so what. It's that their parents put them in that position, and the reason that they're dying is because they unfortunately live under a regime of violent sociopaths named Hamas.
Yeah.
That's them killed, not Israel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is fucked up that they're dying. They're never going to get a chance to reject that nonsensical goat fucking religion of theirs. They got to be martyrs because mom and dad needed to rape a Jew. Well, let's be honest, dad and his friends. Anyway, yeah, never be afraid to admit that some stuff is fucked up because there's a lot of fucked up shit in the world. Anyway, here we go.
You know what? Real quick, one thing that surprises me is that nobody wants to address the fact that so many Islamists that rape Jews, they're basically saying that Jewish women look like goats.
True. That's not nice. Well,
no, that's disgusting.
Maybe the whole time they're banging goats, they're just thinking of Jewish women and wishing they could be with one.
Oh.
Yeah. They're upset at their lot in life that they have to bang goats.
Yeah, because they're forced to hate the Jewish women. I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
And then suddenly Wonder Woman's on their screen, and they're like, why can't I put it in that?
Yeah, they're fapping to Ashley St. Clair and all that.
Yeah. Huh. Who knows? It's one of those mysteries that science can't solve.
Yeah, this is curious.
But the system is broken. It took me 27 years to become a citizen. I think the system is broken. Protect our...
Well, cry about it.
Hey, how much quicker would that have gone if there weren't a bunch of fucking illegals backing up the system?
Right?
Good on you if you became a citizen legally, but judging by your age and you saying 27 years, my guess is mommy and daddy brought you across the border when you were a youngin'.
Yeah, and you're one of those fucking freeloading dreamers.
Our workers, government workers, federal workers, whatever it is.
And
don't even know what your own sign says. You just know you need to protect them federal workers. I was talking to Lady Monkey tonight. She was watching some of the stuff going on with Doge, right? And just pointing out that suddenly no government money that's being spent is being spent poorly. No abuse happens. There's no redundancies in the bureaucracy. None of that shit exists anymore. If you went back just 5 years to Trump's first term and said, hey, we have a bloated bureaucracy that's wasting money, nobody would have been like, no, it's the best thing ever.
Well, it's only Republicans that waste money. Remember, all these other things like how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could. That's an important study. See, that's scientific inquiry, not a frivolous waste of money. But if a Republican's like, we should study the effects of abortion on women's psychology, they'd be like, how dare you question abortion?
Sure, yeah. I saw a story tonight because Donald Trump and Elon have both tweeted. The funny thing is that the article says that they've been doing this for years, even though it's only been like a week, but that they've been out there saying that there's a bunch of dead people on Social Security, millions of them, and they're hundreds of years old, which is a vast overstatement of what they actually said.
Yeah, total exaggeration.
But it even goes in the article and says, actually, 1% of the Social Security is thought to be misspent. That is according to the IG at Social Security.
Yeah, of course it is. Because everybody knows they've been dipping in that for 50 years. They've been talking about how it's that lockbox doesn't exist for 50 fucking years.
Yep. But don't worry. This is what I'm talking about being able to admit that there's bad things. Even if you're a Democrat out there who's like, I think they're going too far. The moment you tell me that you don't think there's any fraud or that they're just wasting people's time, I know you're full of shit. Because you cannot have a bureaucracy like we do and there not be fraud and waste and abuse.
Yeah.
Even with 58 managers at USAID, they were wasting our fucking money.
Those were only the top managers, Mike.
Senior managers, yes.
Senior managers, yeah. And that probably wasn't all of them either.
I was going to say, yeah, and that's not even all the senior managers. That's just the 58 that got fired. Yeah, so always be honest, that's all.
Tell me what you think they need to be protected from.
They need to be protected from Trump and Musk.
And are you guys federal workers?
Yes.
That seems a little self-serving, if I'm being honest.
A little bit. No, they're totally objective, Monkey. What department are you guys from? The Department of Protests?
Like me going protect Ranting Monkey.
Yeah. Ranting Monkey jobs matter.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what day this was, but shouldn't these people be at work?
That's funny. You think they have jobs? What are you talking about? Those two federal workers are remote working right now.
We are.
And what have they been doing that's concerning to you?
They're firing people, firing probationary workers, threatening.
The thing about firing probationary workers is there's nothing wrong with firing probationary workers.
They are on probation.
Changes, taking away our benefits, doing a bunch of stuff.
Wait. What benefits got cut for these people?
I don't think any, but they do have good benefits packages. Maybe a little too good. Benefits are like tips. You're not entitled to them. They're a perk.
Backscan says, monkey protesters, we want ranch. We want ranch. Hell yeah.
Ranch on hot dogs now. Only cold ones.
It's not bad on a cooked hot dog. It's just better on a cold one. I'm just saying.
I have 4 trainees that are potentially going to be fired tomorrow.
So you're going to have to do more work? Boo-hoo.
The federal government is the only entity that never gets smaller. And it's not like they're doing that much more, Jack.
This is just entitlement.
What does the Birdman of Alcatraz here need with 4 trainees?
That's a good question. No, they need it to relieve their work burden so they could do less. I don't know. I don't know what this ass clown does, but it's probably frivolous and stupid.
And I definitely don't want that to happen, but it's probably going to happen.
Do you think that the president...
Could you give me their names and addresses so I can write them a ha-ha card?
Right? I don't
Is the
care
right-
if federal workers get laid off. I don't. Fuck them. All they do is mooch my tax money and give me a hard time about everything.
To do this?
No, absolutely not.
Why is that?
Because it's not the rule of law. There's checks and balances in our government.
Who has the right?
Yeah, you might have missed this. But go read the Constitution, Article 2, right at the beginning. There are no checks and balances on firing federal employees.
Oh, no. See, Monkey, I think what she's getting at is that a federal job is a human right. You can't fire them. They're entitled to that job.
But they're not. Everybody who works in the executive branch works at the discretion of the president.
Oh, no. See, that's how it used to be, but the bureaucracy runs things now. That was before the president got dethroned. Now it's the bureaucracy state that runs things. And you can't fire them. They said so. And you have to go by what they say because they're the bureaucrats that sign all the checks. So, yeah, you can't fire them. This is a human right. The entitlement just drips off these people. It all comes back to themselves and how much free shit they want. These people are all parasites. I hate them all.
Can I just point out that this chick is holding a protect federal workers sign in front of two people marching with a Mexican flag?
Yeah, federales is what it should
Federales. Fuck you. Frumpy bitch. God damn it.
Yep.
In the last moment, I found myself just sighing so much since these two have popped on the screen.
Oh, Dangerous. I see where the confusion lies. He said, so federal workers shouldn't be subject to the same job risks as everyone else. No, see, some animals are more equal than others.
Yes. Okay.
To fire a federal employee.
Basically, it has to go through the channels as far as that goes. And, it depends on supervisors and HR and all of that type of stuff.
Literally doesn't have to go through. Donald Trump could walk through the Department of Defense, point to a guy and go, "You're fired." And that's all that has to happen for that firing to be real. Now, there are things, some dumbass decisions they've made working with these extortion rackets they call public unions.
Public sector unions never should have been a thing, though. There were plenty of leaders throughout the ages before that came into being saying, that's a terrible idea, don't ever do it. And what'd they do? They got public sector unions. They're effectively Communist Party members, and the party members can't be fired, no matter how incompetent.
But if this was to go through the courts and it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, they would look at the Constitution and the second article and go, yeah, he can fire him. That's fine.
Except Sotomayor. She doesn't know what the Constitution really is.
Sotomayor,
okay,
yeah, the three liberal women on the court, all 900 years of menopause between them, they would all get it wrong. Sure.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever read the Constitution.
Why don't you like Christians?
I do like Christians. In fact, I am one.
Yeah?
But I'm not a Christian nationalist.
You don't think that?
I'm not a Christian nationalist either, and I'm not with Christian nationalism, just for the record. But why do I get the feeling she's about to misunderstand what that means?
It's because you've been watching the rest of this video.
All right, take it away, stupid.
That Christianity should influence our laws?
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Well, you're not much of a Christian then.
Why is that so funny to her?
Christianity influenced my life. Did I feel bad about all those babies I had carved out of me?
Look, I'm with you. I don't believe that any religion should be governing our laws. It should all be based on common sense and factual basis. I just don't see what was so funny about that.
I just came up with a great movie idea. there should be an alien movie where a woke man gets infected with a face hugger, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's walking around with a gestating in his belly, running from the guys that are trying to kill the aliens. And he's like, "No, this is my baby. I've always wanted to experience birth. You kids, it's my human right." And that's how the world ends, is the aliens he gives birth to.
That's a little too believable, honestly.
I know. People be like, "Yeah, I can see this happening."
Yeah.
It said it in like Portland, Oregon.
Just do it in DC so it can happen faster.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. But like, he gets support from Antifa, and they're fighting all these like Marines that want to stop the aliens from being born on the planet and spreading like wildfire. No, it's totally believable that could happen.
Not only would that guy give birth to an alien, but then that alien would be a U.S. citizen because it was born here.
Yeah, and they can't touch it because it has rights now.
Yes.
It starts a movement of hashtag free all aliens.
All right.
I don't know. We still doing hashtags? Is that a thing still?
No. Only a few liberal groups are still trying to make hashtags work.
Oh, okay.
Elon even came out because somebody said nobody uses hashtags anymore, and he either said true or something like that, basically saying hashtags are dead on Twitter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago, man. Pay attention.
I can't keep up, man.
How about thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, those types of things?
Oh my God. Get the fuck away from me.
She's an interesting Christian.
Yeah. Some would say a satanic Christian.
By the way, you just committed assault.
Tell me what your sign says.
It says that the Holocaust started with a mass deportation.
Did it? I don't think it did.
Did these people pay attention to any subjects in school?
No.
All right.
Do you believe in any type of deportations?
I do not know.
So totally open borders?
I think everybody has a right to live in this country.
What about Nazis?
Oh, that's a good question. What about Christian nationalists?
Everybody has a right to live in this country, Jack.
Yeah.
What about Vladimir Putin?
Oh, yeah. Well, why not? He could come here. That's what she just said. Putin lover.
What's up, AP? How you doing, my friend?
Hi, AP.
Oh, God, I don't want to hit play anymore.
We're barely halfway through, monkey.
Shouldn't be so much money concentrated at the top.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious to me.
Were you against that even on the Democrat progressive sides?
What's up? Oh, yeah.
Against billionaires?
Definitely. I think, yeah, absolutely.
So like George Soros and those types of folks?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think
Jared Pollitt?
that much. Yeah, I agree.
Tell me what.
This is your somewhat regular reminder that how much money rich people have has nothing to do with how much you can have. Just saying.
Oh, no, they believe in a closed pie. There's only so much money, and these people are hoarding it. It's not that anybody could get rich. It's that these people, by having more than you, are taking from you. Typical communist mentality that's very 19th century. But real quick, thank you, Tyrai. That woman probably supports my right, my choice. 1 million babies killed a year. Laws passed for some form of morality. The trans activists have a twisted morality. Oh, these people have very severely twisted moralities. They are all for dead babies, but against the death penalty for axe murderers. So, go figure. And thank you, Keldrick. You know, I still don't know what a Christian nationalist even is. Neither side of that particular talking point seems to have an answer. It's somebody that wants to impose a Christian ideal, much like an Islamic caliphate. You have to abide by the Bible, the biblical standards that they have chosen and set. So that's what a Christian nationalist is. They want a country where Christianity is the only religion and you live within the boundaries of that ideology. So, for example, if they wanted to really impose it, no shellfish, no blended fabrics, because those are dictates by God. set forth in the Bible.
The thing is, none of them will actually commit to it. So they're like, no, it's just a Christian nation, so it should have Christian values. The final extent of that would be our laws based on the Bible rather than...
Yeah, it'd be a Sharia law with Christianity, which has been done in the past. The Pope was real big on that in the Dark Ages. Some of the more corrupt popes did some really fucked up stuff, but there have been Christian nationalists before in history, and we just don't really talk about it because it's always thought of as an extremist viewpoint.
Talking about the German and the Holocaust starting with deportations, AP says the Germans called it a final solution because other solutions such as deportation did not work. That being said, that does not make deportation evil. Genocide is still the evil. Except not all Jews were kicked out of Germany. They were rounding them up in Germany too, sending them off to the camps and shit.
They started off by saying you can't shop at these locations.
Yes.
Jews. They had to put signs in their window. And then they started seizing the wealth of Jews because a lot of the Jewish people were people that had money, pawn dealers, money lenders, bankers, people like that, people in positions that have some money. And they wanted the money. So they would take their money and seize it because they are considered, sneaky, evil people.
I was saying that in response to the lady. No, I understand. But the problem is it didn't start with deportation. That's my point. It's like saying the way Americans and Indians, the Indian genocide, it started with the Trail of Tears. It started with a march. No, it didn't. That was a part of what happened during it.
Yeah. Most of the Jews that left Europe voluntarily left. They ran.
Yeah, they saw what was coming.
Yeah. And they all knew something bad was happening because their shops were getting shut down or they were getting these stickers in the windows. They were having to wear Jewish stars out in public so people knew who they were so they could deny them business. Most people fled Germany. They were not forced out.
And for the record, I get your point that deportation, regardless of the rest of the argument, deportation itself is not the evil here. It was the genocide. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm just questioning her grasp of history, especially given some of the things like Margaret Brennan the other day. The genocide started under the guise of free speech. What the fuck are you talking about, you crazy bitch? Anyway.
Well, they only know fascism through teachings
nonsense
from hippie professors. They don't actually know any of the history or how the rise of totalitarianism always happens. And that is exactly what these people are doing. Censoring other views and attacking people that are different than them.
What you think is happening that leads the flag to be upside down?
Well,
Oh, this is the chick from the beginning. Just your reminder that flying a flag upside down is a sign of distress. But I have a feeling she's just being disrespectful.
Departments that run our country are being decimated. People are losing their...
The departments that run our country. I must have missed the department of running our country, Jack.
Yeah, like USAID, where we give a bunch of our money to foreigners for stupid shit. Those... We would not exist as a country if there were not drag performances in Peru and Sesame Street in Iraq. We would just disappear.
Thank you, Tyra, who says Christian nationalism is not biblical. Jesus never mandated people to be forced into following him, and people are to have a choice to follow him and what he taught us as the Son of God. Jack is right. Christian nationalism is just the Catholic Church. It is funny that a lot of the people who espouse Christian nationalism are Catholic, but it's not just them. And it doesn't mean it's biblical. It just means they want to force the Bible on everybody.
Yeah. It's not a biblical mandate. It's a mandate by people that believe in the Bible.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who espouse to be Christians and clearly have never read the book.
Yeah. Look, there are a lot of different nationalists out there of all stripes, but Christian nationalists tend to have a very old school interpretation of the Bible, and they want everybody to follow that. There can be no diversity of thought. The Catholics did it hundreds of years ago. They've been reformed several times, but if you go back and look at like the Spanish Inquisition, that was designed to keep people in line and to filter out people that thought wrong, to terrify the public into keeping their fucking mouths shut. They were the Stasi of their day. But it's not necessarily modern Catholics. It just happen to be some of them are Catholic. But there are others that are like Mormons, they're Christian nationalists, Southern Baptists. You'll find all kinds of weird little cults that are wanting to enforce that on everyone around them.
Their jobs. Elon Musk has a band of marauders going in to steal all of our information. And
yeah, Elon Musk, he got together a group and went, this crazy bitch with slightly pink hair, I need her information. I'm desperate to get a hold of her information so I can sell it to somebody because I don't have enough money. You trust jackasses who you've never heard of with your information in the federal government. How many times have we seen federal officials like look up shit about their boyfriends and girlfriends that they weren't supposed to?
Yeah.
And you guys are fine with that shit, but no, the news told me that Elon Musk is looking at our information, and so that is the worst thing that ever happened.
Elon already has a bunch of our information from working at PayPal when he founded that shit. Give me a break. Amazon has more information than Elon does.
Now on Twitter, yeah, this is another one of those talking points where I know you were just listening to the news and you put no thought into it.
Yeah.
If they got our information, fuck off. Nobody cares about your information, lady.
Yeah. First of all, if Lerner can have it, Elon is less of a risk.
Those two people carrying the Mexican flag earlier are more a danger to your information.
Yeah.
Because they'll sell it to illegals so that they can work.
Yeah. Yeah, then you have to pay the taxes on it. Ruled by bureaucrats. That's what these people want. Exactly.
The Department of Running the Government. Fuck.
Trump doesn't care.
What are you concerned he's going to do with that information?
I don't know, which is doesn't matter what he's going to do. He shouldn't have it. He shouldn't know my social security number. I haven't given it to him. He's not.
Did you ever sign up for PayPal?
You know, I'm not.
Whoops. She just realized.
I'm not going to dignify that.
That was a great response to her right there. That was impressive. You already gave him your social security number, dumbass.
I'm interested in talking to you.
Okay.
You're an asshole.
Okay.
You're an asshole. I would like to see the rest of this video uncut to see what he did in the meantime there. The only thing that we saw him do to be an asshole was, show her reality.
Yeah. You bastards.
Do not talk to this person. He's not interested in your answers. He's doing gotcha questions to her.
That's not a gotcha question.
Yes, it was, because it got her.
That is a legitimate question after you said something as stupid as Elon shouldn't have my social security number.
But he already has your banking numbers from your driver's license from having an account on PayPal.
I didn't give him this information, but you did. That's not a gotcha. That's just factual. They hate facts, man.
They don't like the narrative being challenged at all.
Laughing Man, thank you so much. Just got done paying my taxes. All these parasites can go find another host. Oh, if only.
Damn right.
If
Like
only.
I had to pay property taxes, and oh my god.
Yeah, I haven't seen our tax bill for this year yet. I'm interested. I just love how upset she is. This is something that is kind of amazing to watch. If you show these people just that they're wrong, it's like a violent allergic reaction.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Protest! Do not listen to this person! Do not talk to him! Oh, you're such a nice guy saying so calm. Do not talk to this person!
Do you want him to yell at you?
I mean, I kind of want him to yell at her.
You're such a nice person, not getting mad like I am. Fuck. We seriously need to do something about white women in this country. There's an epidemic.
There's an epidemic of communist white women.
It's amazing to me because I know there's a ton of great white women out there, but all of the stupid people, okay, not all, 95% of the stupid people we watch on this show are white women.
Well, they get that spice in them, dude. That pumpkin spice. The spice must flow. And look at them. They act like drug addicts.
Yeah, they're just getting too spicy because of the pumpkin. I got you.
Exactly. See where I'm going? This is addict behavior.
Yep.
Oh, is he a fascist? He's a fascist.
Oh, is he a fascist? He's a fascist. All he did was ask you if you signed up for PayPal.
Like a fascist would.
I remember that the way that that Hitler, one and the same, the way that they identified Jews so that they could put the number on them was by asking them if they signed up for PayPal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like a tattoo on the forearm. You just don't understand, man.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Interested only in doing gotchas with you. He's not interested in being here to protect our country. That's not
I'm just asking questions. I'm asking about your beliefs.
just asking questions.
What's that?
That fascist asking questions. That's what fascists do. They ask questions.
And I love the need to get everybody else involved.
Yeah, it's that mob mentality. We're safer in
yeah.
a collective. The Antifa method.
Is a cult. MAGA is a cult. MAGA is a cult.
You do get the irony of you starting a chant and everybody jumping in, right?
Right.
You do understand what just happened right there.
I don't think they do, which makes it funnier. I'm telling you, these people are cultists. There's no other way around it. It's a secular religious cult. These people would have been Christian nationalists 600 years ago. That these people would have been diehards trying to burn witches.
Jesus Christ, man. The irony is almost too much to take. It really is. And this has become their mantra, and it is partially the right's fault for correctly pointing out their cultish behavior. They're like, oh, cult is a bad word. Start saying it. But like so many words that they use, they don't understand what it means.
Of course.
Keldrick, thank you. It's not a gotcha question when you are the one who brings it up and he responds, retard. Also, if asking questions makes someone a fascist, that explains a lot about the left.
Yeah.
True.
They cannot handle any kind of opposition. And Massive made a really good point. RFK needs to go after pumpkin spice.
Yes.
Because obviously there's something mentally being changed here with that shit. So
you know what?
Get on it, RFK.
I need them to examine my daughter because she seems to be immune to whatever that effect is because she likes pumpkin spice. She is a white girl. But she seems immune to it.
She's the chosen one. The one immune to the effects of the spice.
Remind me after the show to tell you about dirty chocolate choco balls.
Okay.
It's not a conversation we can have on stream. But anyway.
MAGA is a cult. MAGA is a cult!
You can hear how far that chant has spread in a matter of seconds from these people chanting that somebody else is a cult.
Yeah, look, the irony, I'm glad this is on video because the irony of that statement just drips. Like I said, they don't realize, they really don't get it. They're so out of touch.
Okay.
MAGA is a cult! MAGA is a cult!
It's kind of cult-like to chant.
I don't know who this guy is, but me and him have been on the same wavelength for a lot of this.
Yeah.
And good on him for pointing it out.
Do you think it's cult-like to chant? She's doing her patriotic duty to shut down free press. Freedom of the press. Do you agree with freedom of the press?
All right, now he's just being an asshole. That's I get it. It gets clicks and stuff as people keep seeing the crazy lady. But she doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Just go to a different. There's plenty of crazies in that crowd.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like anybody, he probably just reaches a breaking point and is like, these people are so fucking stupid.
But now he's making a bad argument because her not answering him has nothing to do with freedom of the press.
Yeah.
To ask questions.
See, I got to stop complimenting people on the show because every time I do, they fuck it up.
Well, you should know better. I mean, how long we've been doing this?
Yeah.
Challenge power? No. Okay.
This is stupid. Project 25 kills democracy.
How has it killed democracy?
Have you read it?
Yeah.
Have you?
You have read it.
It's big, it's long.
It's big and it's long. And every single thing it says, they are trying to make come true.
Which part of it kills democracy?
The part where everybody got elected.
I don't remember anything about Project 2025 that had anything to do with stopping people who should be allowed to vote from voting.
It was in the penumbra.
Oh, yeah, I skipped that part of it.
Yeah, it's easy to do since it doesn't exist.
And I mean, if Donald Trump was duly elected and they want to implement that, wouldn't that be democracy?
How do we know he was duly elected?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, you knew that was coming. What are you talking about?
When Elon Musk controlled the Pennsylvania voting. How do we know? How do we know? Why aren't
Okay, I can answer that for you. Donald Trump still wins if he loses Pennsylvania.
Oh, then they're going to fall back on Elon Musk's Starlink somehow ballots winning the profit.
And Elon did not control the voting in Pennsylvania. That's absolutely asinine.
You don't know.
Scott Pressler had more to do with what happened in Pennsylvania than Elon did.
Shut up. Hate fact.
Because he was like, let's go get the Amish to vote. Go tell the Amish that they want to turn their boys into girls. See what happens.
Yeah, no shit.
Why isn't Congress saying anything? Why aren't they saying, let's investigate this election? But Trump won, so suddenly it's not rigged.
You do understand that the reason that people question the 2020 election is that a sitting president got more votes than the time before and lost, which is unprecedented in American history. That the number of votes goes up in a line that doesn't match the graph of voting since the beginning of this country. That there were a lot of irregularities that we saw on camera. I mean, it wasn't just that Biden won. If Biden won and none of that crazy shit happened, people would have been, there might have been some Jack who are like, I don't believe it. But everybody else would have been like, yeah, he won. But there were so many weird things, not to mention your son. Democrats are on record years ago saying we shouldn't have mail-in voting because it's way too easy to commit fraud. And then 2020 rolls around and suddenly it becomes the safest way to vote in history. That's why people question 2020, not just because Biden won. It's how he won and all the weird shit that happened with it. Anyway.
So you have questions about the election?
I have questions. I have lots of questions.
Trump likes to say, "Oh, everything's fucking kosher." It's not fucking kosher, bud. Jeff Fontaine.
Wait a minute. I thought we weren't allowed to question elections. That person was questioning elections.
Yeah, she was committing insurrection.
They should be canceled for being insurrectionists. Real quick, thank you, Tyrai. As a white woman who drinks pumpkin spice, what would you call for listening to you guys? We're the remedy to pumpkin spice.
And
also,
you might be onto something because my daughter does listen to this.
Yeah, we are clearly the antidote to whatever mesmerism is being ensorcelled onto the pumpkin spice. I blame evil wizards. Excuse me.
Faithless, I'm with you. I've never heard Trump say kosher either. Maybe talking to Jared one day, he's like, yeah, this is a kosher meal, but I never saw it.
Yeah, I didn't either. Also, I don't believe these people have reading comprehension. No, I'm with you on that. Not that they have eyes of fan fiction where all that they read translates to what they want to see. I think there is a certain level of fan fiction involved in this.
I have to go back to Margaret Brennan. I hear what you're saying, but the reality is we're the ones who aren't believing what we're reading. We're the ones who see what is written and go, that's bullshit. These people are actually just repeating shit that they've read in the press word for word. I mean, not one of these guys has said anything that we haven't seen written in mainstream articles.
Yeah.
Or said on mainstream television, legacy media crap. So
I am willing to question their reading comprehension, though, because they don't really teach that anymore.
I hear what you're saying, but they are taking in what they're reading.
The problem is they're understanding it.
No, I got to disagree with you because they're getting the message that's being sent.
Yeah, but that's not understanding it, because understanding it would mean, hey, this is propaganda.
They're not reading the actual history. They're not going and double checking what they're reading, but they are 100% getting the message that they're supposed to be getting.
Yeah, that's fair. They're getting the message. It's just the incorrect message. But thank you, Tyrai.
They're reading liars. It's like Rome Girl, man. She was not coming up with that shit herself. The sources she was reading said the stupid shit she said. That doesn't make the reading that she was doing good reading. Anyway.
Air 710K in US. So protesters today, a lot feistier.
All right. Looks like he's wrapping up. So, wow. That one lady, you're a fascist for pointing out that I did, in fact, give my information to Elon is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
MAGA is a cult. Can we watch the other one again real quick, just to cleanse ourselves with some they them energy?
The first one, absolutely. Because we are going to be wrapping up here because we are over the 2-hour mark, and I don't know if you noticed, but I started yawning a while ago.
I couldn't tell. I thought that might just be a gasp for air from all the stupid.
There was a lot of sighing in there, but some of it was yawns. All right, take it away, Fupa.
They them energy. They them energy. They them energy. They them energy.
I love the hip check at the end there.
Oh yeah, I mean, look how proud Fatty is of herself.
That makes it all better. Fuck. They them energy.
I'm so awesome.
I really do wish that I knew this person and I could buy this song from them so I could open every show with it. Because me and Jack together are a they them.
Well, that's true. We are plural. There are two of us.
There's two of us. Yes, that makes us a they them. We're also he's because
Yeah,
there's
true.
2 of us.
Yeah. We both own female cats.
True.
So yeah, there's that.
Winning is exhausting. You know what's more exhausting than winning is arguing with the people who don't understand why you're winning.
Yeah. Anytime you have to argue with an idiot, it's taxing. And it'll really run you down. And they'll win because they're stupid and they can't grasp what you're saying. So they just declare themselves the winner, and you're too frustrated to do anything.
Somebody sent me a article from Northeastern University College of Science. Psychoactive pumpkin spice, this fall staple, is spookier than it seems.
I knew it. See, I called it.
I'll throw this into chat for anybody who wants to. I really like the top of it. That's a cool picture. Hang on a second. Let's share it with the YouTube folk and then with the good folks over there. I hate that the left has started saying folks because I've always said it. It was part of my mom's vernacular, so I have.
They're trying to sound folksy. Thank you, Massive, for finding that. That is that validates my suspicions.
Yeah. So there's the article if anybody wants to read it. I really do like that picture. I'm going to put that on the screen as we wrap up the show. Look how cool that looks.
That is pretty awesome,
isn't it?
But that jack-o'-lantern looks pretty sinister.
That's because it's putting its crazy white girl rays into the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, it's the great pumpkin putting his demon spice rage through. Oh, yes, it's so evil.
Massive. Thanks for the article. I'll actually read through it after the show. Guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. Thank you so much for the donations. That was a 12-minute video that took us more than an hour and a half.
Yeah, Retro pointed that out. He's like, only Monkey can make a 12-minute video to a 2-hour stream.
Damn Skippy. Those pussies over at EFAP ain't got nothing on us.
That's right. We're the best at this.
We are the best
around.
We're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. You got me singing. How dare you?
I know.
We are the best at taking a video that should be a moment of your life and turning it into an excruciating long moment of your life.
Yeah. Hopefully somewhat funny at least.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are so kind. Jack, anything you want to show?
I will drop some links to some cool videos. As always, thank you guys so much for all the support you give us and showing up. The donations are greatly appreciated. The viewership's appreciated. You guys really are the best audience, and anybody that says otherwise is a big fat fucking liar.
You're the best around. Don't leave yet. That's not the song. We are wrapping up though, so Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see y'all next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Nothing's ever gonna keep you down. That's it. Bye.